What's up, guys? You read the title, you know what the fuck we're talking about. Now, generally speaking, I only do movies and I don't usually do TV reviews, but for this show, holy shit. Show is fucking incredible. See, movies are a little easier because movies are like maybe 3 hours max. Because when it comes to TV shows, you're looking at 10 plus hours of entertainment, and it's kind of hard to compartmentalize that into like a 5-minute video, which is what I normally aim for. But I got so fucking excited after I watched this show that I couldn't help it. Everything that you love about 80s cinema or anything that came out of the 80s is in this show. And also the show is only 8 episodes in the first season, so it's a really easy binge. I watched almost all of it the first day, and then the next day I just saw the final episode before I went into work. And I've never had such an ache for a second season before. Every single episode is just like so dense and interesting. There is not a single wasted moment of screen time in this show. Everything means something or furthers the plot or plot twist or character development. Like, I found it really hard to find any negatives about the show. And I don't think I've ever seen anything quite capture an era the way that Stranger Things did. And to sum it up, the story's kind of centered around 3 main groups in this little town. You have all like the middle school kids, and they give off this kind of like Goonies, Stand By Me kind of vibe. Then you got kind of like the teenagers that kind of give off this like John Hughesy kind of thing, but with a little bit of horror peppered into it. And then the adults kind of have this like Stephen King mixed with like a Ridley Scott kind of vibe. And then the perceived bad guys kind of come off as like the government from E.T. And on top of that, the whole series kind of has like this Gremlins vibe where it's a lot of fun, but it's got like a lot of scary moments in it too. Literally everything good about the 80s is in this show, but it tells its own story. And every single character has layers. Like, there is not a simple bullshit character at all in this show. And if they are a simple bullshit character, they mean something to another one of the other characters. And another great thing about the atmosphere and the vibe of this show is the music. It is fucking phenomenal. It's got that simplistic kind of like electronic-y thing going on. The whole show sounds like it could have been the soundtrack for Tron. And the theme music when the title shows up is just so eerie and cool and fun. Like, there's nothing not to like about it. And the font for the title of the show even looks like the font that you would get off of an 80s sci-fi novel. The subtitle for the show should have just said 80s as fuck. Like, literally, the only thing missing from the show was Falcor from The Neverending Story. And as far as the acting, there wasn't a bad batch in the bunch. The 5 middle school actors that they got, I don't know where they dug up these little badasses, but they make the show with their Goonies-esque problem-solving skills. The only thing about that could have been a little bit better was maybe the 2 kids that bully them. They probably could have done a little bit better of a job, but it wasn't bad, so I can't even complain about it because they were serviceable for the small parts that they had. And the 3 main teenagers are just awesome. The one girl's super dorky friend is dorky, so that worked. And the one teenage boy's 2 best friends who are just these total dick wrinkles that you just can't help but hate, and you can't help but relate to because you knew people like that in high school. As far as the adults go, the guy that plays the town sheriff is fucking awesome. Like, he plays that really, I'm a hard ass, but I have a really sad past role very well. And Matthew Modine as the bad guy has the most ridiculous white wig I've ever seen, but this is an 80s throwback, of course that's gonna happen. And some people might be annoyed with Winona Ryder playing the kid that goes missing's mom, but in my head, I'm like, you know what? A mom would really freak the fuck out the way that she did, so I had no problem with anything that she did in the show. But it is very hard not to notice the fact that she either has a cigarette or a phone in her hand, or both, and she's overacting when she does that. But I thought that that was part of her character as a mom that's just kind of going off the rails because her kid's missing. I totally found it believable, and I didn't have a problem with it. And you might think that there's a lot of like 80s movie stereotypes, or just movie stereotypes in general, that are kind of infused into the show. And there are some similarities, but there's a few things that it takes and just like flips on its fucking head. Not gonna give a spoiler away, but just an example. A lot of times in a movie you'll see boy likes girl, girl already has a boyfriend, boyfriend is a total douchebag, thereby making the original character way more noble. Now, we've seen that in so many fucking movies. In this show, not the case. Like, this show recognizes that the world is way more than just this guy's an asshole, this guy's not an asshole. Everybody's got their flaws, especially for like the high school characters. Nobody's perfect, but nobody's terribly bad either. Almost everybody has some type of redeemable quality, and that's one of the best things about this show. Like, it's way more complex than it looks. And my only negative about the show is it was only 8 episodes. And I can't say that about a lot of shows. The only other Netflix show that I can think of that I felt that way was House of Cards. But I digress. This show is awesome. I tried to stop watching this show after like a couple episodes. It's not possible. This show is so fucking interesting, compelling, and nostalgic that this might be the best first season of a show that I've ever seen. Aside from maybe House MD, but that show's on a whole other level. I've never rated a TV show season before, but I'm gonna say this one's like a 9 point... You know what? Fuck it, it's a 10. I've never been more excited about a show in my entire life, and I've never been more annoyed that we haven't gotten a confirmation that there's gonna be a second season. This is the best 80s movie that wasn't made anywhere near the 80s. This show is full of throwbacks, plot twists, awesome characters, and scary moments. I don't know what else you could want in a TV show. Go watch this shit, seriously. Alright guys, I'm done yapping. That was my 2 cents for the day. Hope it was worth it. If you saw the show already, awesome. Drop me a comment, let me know what you thought about it. And please, no spoilers for people who haven't seen it. Beyond that, like, comment, subscribe, all that other shit. And I will catch you guys later.